All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? I got a breaking AI take for y'all by Blavity founder Morgan DeBaun. Now, this is big because she's speaking about the dark side of AI and how it's basically affecting the community. And so we got to pay attention and see what she's talking about.
So there's these accounts showing up on TikTok that are AI generated influencer accounts, and they're all these like black girls who look kind of young and doing like mukbangs and with braces and have like kind of teenage moms with babies and stuff. It's getting a little bit weird. Jeff, my co-founder, just pointed out to me today, and I was like, oh, I actually hadn't peeped this. And then I went down a deep dark hole, and there's so many videos like this. This is the dark side of AI, is who's training it, what propaganda, why are you doing this, why are you replicating these types of images? And first of all, there's actually nothing wrong with this girl. Just to be clear, I don't think there's anything wrong with her, but some of the other ones are pretty bad. I didn't want to show y'all those. I don't know, I have a lot of thoughts. So as much as I advocate and promote AI, I think it's also important for us to be conscious consumers. So there's these accounts showing up on TikTok.
So basically, she's worried. She's extremely worried. And she has every right to be. We have every right to be worried. Because look at these videos.
Letitia, what's your monthly payment?
I'm paying $600 in food stamps for 522 months.
You heard that right. Pop out with your EBT cards, food stamps, Medicaid. We take it all.
Y'all be safe. You know 12 out here. You know 12 out here.
Letitia,
Ma'am, I've never even seen a negative credit score before.
So I'm not leaving with a Hellcat today.
Unfortunately not. Ma'am,
the usual suspects running behind. Given their past history with large boats, I'm shocked they want to get on.
Honey, you best believe I ain't missing this cruise.
Oh, the...
Tell LaQuanda I'm on the way. Oh, sorry! I ain't hit nobody. Y'all better move.
Yo, the fuck is going on, man?
You haven't paid in 22 years. You owe $15,000.
Martrellis, you have been avoiding us for a long time.
Call the cops, bro.
Clear the runway, fools. Ghetto Airlines coming in hot. We bouncing this bird down.
Clear. Light-skinned man can't do shit for me but bounce that ass. Me and a light-skinned man could never be nothing more than homegirls. Light-skinned.
Shopping, want it, then I cop it. Ayy, yeah, bitches popping.
Behold. Can we trade our chicken for the Hellcat because it's Juneteenth?
No.
I got a giant bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, and the last person who takes their hand off of it wins a Hellcat and food stamps for life. I got a giant bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Keisha, girl, this car already broke. Dead ass. Keisha, girl just bounced off my hood like a pinball. This car still ain't right.
Oh.
Monique!
All right. I've seen enough. And so, she's not lying. Like, this is scary.
Letitia, what?
So
This is extremely scary. Because what's happening right now, essentially in AI, is that we've got all these video models that are being trained on content, years and years of content that basically is mimicking and basically taking in their language, machine learning models. They're taking videos of what you see on TikTok from, black women, black people, or what you see on YouTube, what you see on all these social media platforms, and they're essentially now prompt ready. So they're prompt ready to basically spit out videos that look like sometimes the worst part of our culture. You're not seeing any positive things right here with AI. You're not seeing any things that uplift the culture, that showcase us in an endearing light, that make us feel, seen, that make us feel good, that make us feel like as a community as a whole, AI as a tool is something that we all should embrace. This right here is a clear sign and a clear indication that maybe it's not. I don't even care who's prompting it. I don't care if it's a white person, black person, blue person, pink person, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because now people can hide behind these AI generated videos and these AI generated personalities. When you look at those videos, it was the worst parts of trying to showcase black culture. Mukbangs, eating chicken, ultimate crashes, trying to, swindle your way through deals using chicken. Like, this is crazy. It is just crazy. So I got another video queued up for y'all that I think, from a brother's standpoint, the homie Devin Lars, he broke this down really, really, really well and succinct. I really think this is one of the probably better breakdowns. Let me start this over again.
Somebody come look at this.
Look at my new babies.
AI influencers are coming fast. Pause. I made a video recently. I was talking about AI influencers and how they're about to come and disrupt the entire digital space and digital world, and how these brands and agencies are going to create their own influencers to be able to promote stuff for their business. They're going to have, different demographics, age groups, backgrounds, locations, all of these different things. And so this is going to completely change the landscape of how content creators operate and how they make money. It's going to completely disrupt their money-making abilities. And so I think that right now is the time, because we have, I swear, like 12 months before this is going to get completely flooded. You're going to see so much content with these AI influencers. If you're doing something now, it's time to create content, time to build your brand, time to start thinking about what your niche is, start talking about your business, start promoting it, and then also look into if this is something that you want to create AI influencers and digital influencers. Sometimes you don't want to be on camera, and so maybe creating a digital clone of yourself is the way to go. I know it sounds crazy. But that's where we're headed. That's where things are shifting to. And I don't necessarily like it, but this is the future that we're going to be living in. Somebody.
So you heard them. You saw the videos. It wasn't just black women. It's going to impact all cultures, every culture, because there's going to be people within every culture, every demographic, every race who is going to use AI for the worst parts. And so how this really impacts us, we already see it. It's job loss, it's opportunity loss, it's people feeling like they can't put together their best work in real life with real cameras, with real videos now, because they have to compete with artificial intelligence. Here's my pushback to this. Here, just to play devil's advocate, especially when we're talking about people like Morgan DeBaun, who are in the top 1% of marketing, advertising, and publishing, and PR, and all those things, because she has a platform that, essentially a lot of people go to get their news. She, runs, helps run Afrotech. That's a big, event conference that, puts on for the culture in terms of what's going on in tech. I can't wait to see the latest in Afrotech. But my point is to push back on Morgan, or just kind of play devil's advocate. What happened was that there was a time where during social media, especially on Instagram, you had to go get a professional cameraman, camera person to help you create the images you wanted of yourself. Photographies, B-rolls, life events, concert recaps if you were an artist. And what happened during that time was that people who knew how to utilize the camera were ahead, right? This is where you see all the YouTube tutorials on how to do this special effect, how to do this, how to do that. And what that caused was it caused a gap in skill in terms of the average person just wasn't about to take time to go learn how to make things pop with a camera. Wasn't trying to be in After Effects, Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve, and use all these tools. It was too complex. It's still too complex. And so Instagram saw that TikTok filled that void where normal people could post and create content without having to be in production, without having to worry about lighting and angles and all this other stuff and codecs and rendering and timelines and all that complex stuff that made the average person at one point in time feel like you had to go and get a cameraman or a photographer or a director in order to upload content in order to keep up with the algorithm. Now that's gone. Now that's away. And my pushback essentially is that think of all the people who tried their best to use real filmmaking, real actors, actresses, real people on production, and they tried to help businesses, they tried to help artists, and all of that content Now that TikTok is here, no one cares. You've got brands who've got hundreds of thousands of followers. And when they post something that's produced, people scroll by. I don't want to see an ad. I don't want to watch this. Another promotion for their business. Oh, a creative spot from a small business. I don't want to see it. And so now we're at basically the time where people are like, we can use AI now to do all of that and for damn near free. We can create commercials. We can create our influencers. Think about the small businesses. Don't think about the major corporations that can do without this. Think about the businesses that were utilizing influencers in order to make ROAS, in order to turn a profit, in order to just to make revenue. And think of how complex and how all of the logistics around trying to get an influencer, the right influencer, giving them content, giving them, gifted packages or so on and so forth, working with budgets, how much their rates are, and how complex that is for an average small Black-owned business, how much money it costs. No one cared about creating something that would help alleviate the stresses for Black-owned business. I'm not saying people haven't created stuff, but I'm saying Black-owned business had to go through the brunt of the failures of working with influencers, while the major corporations had enough money and ad spend to do trial and error. And now the major corporations are like, I don't know about these influencers either. And so all across the board, when you look at the analytics, influencers has dropped, paid collaborations have dropped, partnerships have dropped, because the major corporations are like, why would we keep using influencers in real life that are complex to work with, that throw us exuberant amount in terms of their rates, or they complain that we don't give them enough if they're a micro influencer or a small influencer. They're complaining. They're putting all these type of, incendiary posts on TikTok talking about our brand, our business. It became wildfire. It became a hazardous situation for corporate America to maintain working with influencers as a long-term thing. Short term, great. You could find 1, 2, 3 influencers to rock your brand, to really partnership with. You could take off, but you had to pay them. You had to have the bag. And they also had to have the platform themselves. And so what AI is really representing, Morgan, is it was the lack of opportunities that the small guys, the little players, the small businesses, the emerging brands that were in and out of Target basically have now, where they can go and prompt their own influencers to showcase their products or services. And the thing is that there is no sort of boundaries or parameters towards this AI thing. So companies now and people now can just run all type of different plays and post all different type of content to see what sticks. And you know what's going to stick the most? A lot of this content that we just seen in these videos. Brain dead, low vibrational content that's basically telling you that, hey, this is what you look like in real life. This is what you people be doing in real life. So why don't you consume it? And then why don't you also buy our product that we're pitching into this video? It looked like your homegirl. It looked like your auntie, your cousin. We even seen the memes in one of these videos. So that's what happened. When you don't allow in a marketplace people to utilize things like advertising and marketing, especially commercials, put them on TV, a small business now, in order to create the commercial, it's got to spend 20 to 50K just to get a decent spot, just to get people on set. That doesn't include how much they have to spend just to publish it or distribute it on platforms like Hulu, Paramount, Tubi, so on and so forth. You've got to come in with at least $5,000 minimum. So a small business is already down 50K minimum just to advertise in a normal way, not some weird scientific left wing. We don't know why you did this. This is just in the normal way. It's going to cost an average business minimum, if you on the sweet side, 25K to 50K. That's just on somebody who's really working with you. And so AI comes in now and you can prompt all of your dreams. And this is going to be the side effects. Just like people who take Ozempic or any other sort of pharmaceutical pills, whether it's recommended or subscribed to by your doctor or not. Essentially, those things come with side effects. This is going to be the side effect now. But this is the side effect. AI video generation is a side effect of small players being gatekept. And now it's no fun when the rabbit got the gun. And a lot of times, not even just a small player, if you want to look at this from an individual standpoint, from a people person standpoint, a lot of people are afraid to get on camera. job loss. People are going to attack them, try to get them doxxed at their job. A lot of people don't feel comfortable because people are going to attack them. They're going to be off point or off subject. They're just going to attack them about random things. People didn't feel comfortable. We created this as a group of human beings on planet Earth. We created this dynamic because when people, small artists, small business would create advertisement or music videos, they would not get the engagement, they would not get the support that they were often deserved of because people were on the social media highway scrolling to find the latest dopamine hit. And now we can print all this dopamine hit that people have been just regurgitating, all this TikTok, all this low vibrational content. Now people can print it for their own use or abuse. And so there you have it. That's what's going on. We've got a state of the culture where we have not tended to, in Morgan's case, in terms of Morgan works with the big players, the big sponsors, the big corporations. And then when you look and you go to these conferences or these events, they oftentimes mitigate or don't help the small businesses out enough. And so you got big people at the top taking in all of the revenue, all of the profit, and you've got the small mom and pop, the small emerging brand, the people who are just trying to find financial backing and can't from any banks, can't get assistive funds, can't get venture capitalists who look like them to raise money. This is the blowback. People are, it's like water. It's always going to seep to find its level. It's a leak. What has happened is there was a time where creativity in terms of creative production, actually shooting with real people, cost too much. Somebody would go to a small business owner and say, hey, I can help you create an ad or I can help you create some content and give their rate. And they'd be like, oh, I can't do that. It costs too much. Or I don't know if this was actually going to work. That fear. Now, the business owner, if they learn how to prompt, oh my gosh, they can just print all types of different advertisements. So I say, because I appreciate y'all if you've been watching this far, I say this. If we as a community don't learn how to become a little bit more analog and kind of reverse back, kind of hit that reverse and say, I don't like where this is going. Everyone who's seeing this don't like where this is going. But we all of it acting like we're on a roller coaster, buckled down, and we're at the top and we can't get off. No, we need to revert back to what we were doing before the whole TikTok doom scroll era came in, where people are just scrolling constantly for dopamine hits. We need to get back to the art. A lot of people have gifts, but instead of trying to make your gifts transactional or make it a product, sometimes your gift is meant to impact change, not feed corporations. And a lot of us during the era where we could have been helping small businesses, artists grow, and we had just fixated on that. We had just embraced the artistic sense of having consumer-friendly cameras, access to high-tech applications like Premiere Pro, Adobe, Photoshop. And we had just ran with that. And we had ran with the essential communal aspect of working on set, working with brands, really trying to understand their motive, their mission, their identity, their target audience. And we did that in a way where we're not trying to basically run away with the bag from a small business or emerging business. We're not trying to run away with it and try to overcharge them so we can get out of Dodge. And also the small business owners aren't trying to basically not pay the people, commensurate to what they're worth. And so here's the net of it. I think we got to go backwards. I think we have to start calling black filmmakers, black art directors, creative directors back. Remember there was a time everybody was a creative director, everybody was an art director, everybody was a film director or videographer, everybody was a makeup or wardrobe artist, everybody was a choreographer. Now that's gone. Now people don't care about all those natural human-based skills, the craftsmanships to be able to do those skills. Nobody cares about it no more. We better reverse back because now people can prompt your skill. This is crazy. I really, really hope y'all understand that the reason why AI is so prevalent right now is because it's filling a gap. It's not just because, we just have AI. There's nothing else better to do. Or we don't have any cameras around or any technology. No, we've had an abundance of technology and camera over the last 10 years that has extremely blossomed into a way where the average person can become a proficient creator. We see it already in real time. The issue is that it's been accompanied by content that dumbs us down, content that numbs us, content that doesn't give us a really good vibrational feeling about what we're watching. And so when you got businesses who are trying to survive on these platforms by way of promotion, advertisement, and I got 50K followers, but I only got 20 people to like this video. What's going on? I know brands who've got 100,000 followers can't even get 10 people to like they post. And it's not that the quality, of course, can get better, but the small business owners is like, why would I go pay for quality if no one's gonna watch it? We have to create a space where we watch the content that's produced by small emerging businesses, emerging small artists, creative artists, because if not, they won't feel seen, they go away, they fall down in you won't see they post for 2 weeks, you don't engage with it, you want to interact with it, but you're seeing all the latest filler, puff, doom scroll, dopamine content that you could ever wish for. And now you've missed out on a local business that's posted, hey, we're having a grand opening, or we're having a new sale, or we're having this going on. You didn't see it, you didn't show up, the business got to close because nothing happened. This is part of our fault. We are also to blame here. We are also to blame. We have to take accountability for the fact that AI is here because before AI, we just wasn't appreciating the work enough. People felt like I can't become a filmmaker, so I'm going to just dance my way to success. I'm going to Dougie my way to success. I'm going to jig my way to success. And now when technology comes in where they can prompt their own movie, their own commercials, they can prompt their own influencers, people can now see what people consume the most online, especially within Black culture. And they say, oh, man, let me just do this because this is what they already watch. And I'll just bake in the product. Or I'll just gain a large following by mimicking the worst parts of Black culture. This is like the worst parts of Black culture put into a video generation model. We've already seen enough bad content from real people. Now we're getting this inside of generation models that people can just type and it comes back to exactly what you've seen before. Crazy stuff. Well, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, share if you can. It really helps me out. And yeah, this is crazy.